In today's video, we are going to create an amazing poster design for Gatorade. Grab your mouse as we dive in. First things first, we are going to create a new document. Choose a solid color. We are going to create another solid color. With that in place, we are going to set the blend mode to linear dodge add. With the mark selected, we are going to press Ctrl I to invert. With a soft hand brush, we are going to increase the opacity, set foreground to white. Hardness is set to 0, then we are just going to paint some back. Now let's grab our assets. So we are going to grab this first, Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. We just position it right here. Holding down Shift, you can just select all these 3 layers and copy them together. We position this right here. Ctrl A and we are going to center this vertically. With the layer selected, we are just going to drop it behind. Position it just this way. We are going to create a curves adjustment layer. Reduce the opacity. Create an exposure adjustment layer. With the mark selected, Ctrl I to invert. With a soft hand brush, B for brush. Foreground is set to white, then we are going to reduce the opacity. And we are just going to paint some back. We are going to put this layer off for now. With this layer selected, we are going to create an exposure adjustment layer clipped onto the layer. With the mark selected, Ctrl I to invert. With a soft hand brush, we are going to set foreground to white and we are going to be painting some shadows. Foreground is set to white and we are just going to be painting some shadows. With the mark selected, Ctrl I to invert. With this layer selected, we are going to create a curves adjustment layer. Reduce the opacity. With the layer selected, we are going to create an exposure adjustment layer. With the one selected, Ctrl I to invert. With a soft hand brush, foreground is set to white, we are going to be painting some shadows. With a soft tone brush, we are just going to be painting more shadows. So we are going to paint a solid color. Copy this as code. Then we hit OK. With the layer in place, we are going to grab the move tool, set the layer blend mode to linear dot add, right click and go for blending options. So we are just going to move the slider just a bit. We hold down Alt and we are going to break the handles. With the mask selected, Ctrl I to invert. With a soft tone brush, foreground is set to white, we increase opacity. Then we are just going to paint some back. But we don't need much of that, so we are going to reduce the opacity. With this layer selected, we are going to set the blend mode to screen. Create a levels adjustment layer. Clip onto the layer so the effect applies only to the layer. We are going to press Ctrl J to make a copy. With the layer selected, Ctrl T, we right click and we are just going to flip that vertically. With the arrow key, we are just going to adjust that. With the layer selected, we are going to create a mask. With the mask selected, we are going to grab the gradient tool. Set foreground to black, background to white. Then we are just going to drag this way to erase. With the layer selected, we are going to create a new layer just right here. With a soft tone brush, we are going to set opacity to 100. Right click and change the roundness of the brush. Then we are just going to make some few clicks to create a contrast shadow. Reduce the opacity. We are going to create a curves adjustment layer. With this layer selected, we are going to right click and go for blending options. So we are just going to apply inner shadow. This is 0. Distance is 0. But I'm just going to play with the size a bit until I get it right. Then we hit OK. With the exposure layer selected, we are going to reduce the opacity. With the layer selected, we are going to close it up, right click and create layer. So we are separating the layer style onto a new layer. We have it right here. Then we are going to reduce the layer style rather than the effect. Now we are just going to grab this particles layer. Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. We are going to set the blend mode to screen. Drop the layer right here. We are going to create a levels adjustment layer, click onto the layer. create a hue and saturation adjustment layer, check colorize. With the layer selected, we are going to create a mask. With the mask selected, right to invert. With a soft-on brush, we are just going to right click and change roundness back to normal. Reduce opacity and we are going to paint some back. We set foreground to white. Once you have everything in place, then we are just going to press Ctrl Alt Shift E to merge all layers. Right click and convert the layer to a smart object. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I do hope to see you in the next one. Till next time, stay creative.